to the first episode of The Alternative View in Washington, D.C. We are a group of friends discussing our personal issues and how they affect us in the gay lifestyle. Okay, to my left here we have Sharon Moore. As I said, I'm Carlton Vaughn, Nick Leokopoulos, Keith Wilson, and our alternate, Max the Fighter Man. It's official. It's been in just about every newspaper in the country. California has ruled in favor of same-sex marriage. The question is, how long will it take the other states of the union to catch on? New York, D.C., who knows? What do you think, guys and ladies?
I think it's great. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's, it is something. It's a step forward. And the way the court phrased it, it's a fundamental right, hey?
Yeah. I agree. And it's definitely overdue.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely overdue.
So one thing I wonder about is how many gays, lesbians, bisexual, transgenders are going to actually take advantage of this? How many people actually want to get married? And really, doesn't matter whether or not you call it marriage. My big thing is, I don't care what name they're comfortable with, as long as I get the same benefits, exactly the same benefits as heterosexual couples get. That's all I care about.
And that's going to be the problem, is that we're not going to get it, because what they've said we don't get any of the benefits under any of the financial laws. And I think that's going to be the thing that's going to bring us in, is when IRS says, hey, wait a minute, we're not getting all the money we can out of those gay couples. Mm-hmm. So as soon as IRS figures out that they can squeeze more out of us by making us just like the straight couples, that's when we'll get full enfranchisement.
Well, what is there to figure out? I mean,
you still need federal parity. I mean, in terms of tax benefits, death benefits, survivorship benefits, and all of that are the federal rights that go along with marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, the state rights are wonderful, don't get me wrong here, but until you have that federal parity and getting those federal benefits that everybody who's in a recognized marriage throughout the country, regardless. We've gotten gay marriage, but have we also looked not only just at the beginning of a relationship and a commitment, but are we looking at the dissolution of a relationship and a commitment? I mean, queens from time to time, we all want to be together. We're gonna, start living together. We're gonna buy stuff together. Well, what happens when you've got to cut that sofa in half?
Well, Keith, I agree with you. And in fact, I am thinking about, perhaps getting licensed in California, because all those California divorces are going to be mighty pricey. Okay, I'm sorry. Am I the only economic realist in the group here? But when you get married, people dissolve. Or, hey, folks die. And what happens? You know that they've got, relatives who want a piece of the pie. Everybody, it comes down to economics. I really, really believe that the whole thing about marriage is not about, it's only supposed to be between a man and a woman. It's how economically is this going to enfranchise me or disenfranchise me?
Sure.
And that's what each camp is looking at, the economics of it. Where does it put me in relationship? And if I'm better off, then I'm all for it. And if I'm worse off, then hey, let's fight against it. And I think that that's really what's driving this. But nobody wants to say that, because that topic isn't as sexy as marriage is only between a man and a woman.
All right, Miss Sharon Moore Esquire, are you trying to tell me what's love got to do with this? I think it's funny that we start off talking about gay marriage and we go right into gay divorce.
and on gay issues. I just don't know. They've never said anything. I've never heard anything, or have they?
Well, I'll tell you now, if Obama rejoins Reverend Wright, Jeremiah Wright, then we do know where he stands on gay issues, and it's a good place. It's a really good place. It is. Jeremiah Wright the church there has been very supportive of gay issues.
Oh,
And he
really?
you all need to go on YouTube and listen to his.
And we know Reverend Wright hasn't actually come out and said anything, but do we know what his true thoughts are? That's my question. What does he really think about the whole gay lifestyle, the whole marriage thing? Because we're touching on some serious things with religion and gays and, and yeah.
Black community.
Yes. Yes.
Black church.
I would say if this is any indication, then I think we're in a good position, at least not to be harmed or cut back.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, Reverend Wright hasn't said anything really that's detrimental or blasphemous to or about gays and lesbians. His church has been progressive. He's said a whole lot of other things, but he certainly hasn't denigrated gays and lesbians or the GLBT community. So in that sense, you're absolutely right. Obama and Reverend Wright aren't throwing us out with the bathwater.
Okay.
I remember when Bill was running, and I got to see him on Arsenio Hall and all this, and heard everything that he actually did say, and he got me very excited about and very passionate. My God, there is going to be change. And he even said he was going to throw out the ban on gays in the military. And well, then look what happened. Service members started to come out thinking that Bill had their backs, and then he backtracked. And then back to this marriage thing. I mean, he's the reason why right now that we actively cannot get federal benefits. I mean, with the Defense of Marriage Act, Clinton is the reason we have that. So for me, I'm not all keyed up that Hillary is going to necessarily have our backs in this election.
We kind of get sold out. We get on the train, we're told a bunch of things, and then, when it comes to putting rubber to the pavement, we kind of get sold out. We've got DOMA, we've got Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and I think the gay community needs to, or the GLBT community needs to hold these politicians' feet to the fire. And
Well, there you have it. California has officially ruled that same-sex marriage is legal. We still don't know where the candidates stand, Obama, Clinton. So stay tuned for our next show when we are talking about dating and relationships. Anybody dating? You, Matt? Thank you. Please come back.